Today we're going to replace the front brakes on this 2007 Honda Odyssey. Alright, I just did the other side, the driver's side. Now we're going to do the passenger side. So first thing you're going to want to do is lift up the vehicle and secure it with some jack stands. Then just come up to the engine bay and just open this up. You don't need to remove that. Just leave it sitting on top. Alright, and today what we're going to do is we're going to remove the whole brake assembly, including the disc brake. So let's go ahead and start off by removing these 14mm bolts. I have this nifty hanger to hang it up here after we remove it. So we're going to use the 14 with a ratchet. If it's a little stuck, grab a mallet and just hit it till you break that loose, just like so. And do the same thing with the bottom. I suggest a rubber mallet, so that way you don't get as much as vibration, I guess. So let's go ahead and remove both of those bolts. Alright, and before I take off the top one, nifty little trick I found by the mechanic shop. So if you pull this in, you're able to compress that piston in. Then you're able to get a flathead. Slowly compress that piston all the way in. That way you don't need a C-clamp. That's only if your piston is retractable, because like on my Honda Civic Si, which is sitting over there, you probably can't see it, the rear one, it's like a spline, so it needs to be rolled in. Alright, now we're able to remove this bolt. Now it comes, and there you can see the pistons are compressed. We're going to go ahead and hang it from this bottom bolt hole. Alright, there it is, just chilling there. Now what we're going to do is remove these bottom bolts. These are 19mm. Alright, this time I'm using 1/2-inch ratchet to break these loose. I'm going to need both hands. Once you break those loose, just go ahead and drive them out. And once you remove this bottom bolt, this whole brake assembly comes off, just like so. And we'll just set that to the side. Now we're going to remove these 2 phillips screws. I'm using my impact to drive these out. This one's pretty damaged already. Hopefully we're able to knock it loose. Jeez. This one did. This one, I'm going to try something else. The other side was perfect. Alright, when you come to a situation just like this one here, you have one of 2 choices. Drill and drill bit. Chop this head off and let it come off. When you get this off, use vice grips and pull that rest of the bolt off. Or grinder, flathead. Grind a flathead shape to this here. Use the flathead screwdriver and try to get it out. We're going to try this first and see if that works. Alright, so I tried this one and still didn't work. And then I flipped the grinder around and I couldn't get this one, so I tried another one and it still didn't work. So, drill bit time. Alright, we're going to start with a 5/16 drill bit. There it is, 5/16. And just go ahead and drill that through right in the center. Alright, and I noticed it started moving, so I started drilling it backwards. And it is unthreading itself. There it is out. Sweet. Now let's go ahead and hit this with a rubber mallet just to break it loose. Off this comes. Perfect. We have the replacement part numbers there. There's the brakes. There is the rotor. So let's go ahead and grab the rotor, slap it into place. Alright, so there it is. We're going to spray this down with some brake cleaner. And let's go ahead and wipe this down. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Alright, now we're able to put this back into place. Just make sure that these right here, the sunk in ones, line those up right there. Alright, just like so. Now let's go ahead and put our OK one into place. Alright, what I did was use my grinder to kind of grind off the top just a tad bit. There it is, fixed a little bit more. Alright, I had a replacement bolt. This one is an Allen wrench type. We have the original one still there, but cool. We were able to find a replacement. Sweet, so now we're able to move on to the next step, which is cleaning up these caliper pins. Let's go ahead and clean one at a time. Let's go ahead and pull it off from here, just like so. Cool. Then we'll go ahead and clean it off with some brake cleaner. We'll wipe this down, take this little bushing off, then clean the inside from it as well, from all the grease. So just hit this with some brake cleaner and wipe it down. Spray the inside, smush it around a couple little bits. Grab your rag, try to put it through, and as you're putting it through, give it a nice little squeeze. Get all that grease out. I'm gonna need both hands for this. Alright, sweet, everything's nice and clean. Let's go ahead and put this back first, because you won't be able to put the caliper pin without it. Or if you try to put the caliper pin with this on, you're gonna struggle. See, so I'm struggling right now, so go ahead and put this in. Alright, there it is. Grab some brake caliper grease, synthetic grease, for everything that we're going to use. Alright, just like so. Go ahead and slide this in nice and slowly, turn it back and forth. This is what gives you your play back and forth when you let go of the brake, you see. So you want to make sure this is nice and good. Let's go ahead and get these air bubbles, push it in, and squeeze those bubbles out. Cool. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing to this other side and repeat the process. And if you notice, this one is solid all the way through. The other one had a little rubber piece at the end. The little rubber piece indicates that that's the top one. This is the bottom one. Alright, go ahead and grab your brake shoes. Your miss is going to go just like so. First thing, let's go ahead and remove this here and this one here. Let's go ahead and spray some carp cleaner on there, brake cleaner, and let's wipe it down. Oh, my rag ripped with our rag. And clean this out. All these contact points in here. This is what we want to clean out on this one as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put some grease right there, right here. Sweet. Let's go ahead and put our brake shoes into place, just like so, and the other one as well. Alright, and there it is. Let's go ahead and mount this back into place. It's going to go just like this, so it flows with the rotor. This piece is going to be down. This is the brake sensor letting you know that it's time to change the brakes. So we're going to go ahead and mount this like this. Put the two big bolts right into place there. Alright, and go ahead and secure these down. I really say just give it all you got. Really, make sure those are nice and tight. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put the caliper on. Let's go ahead and take it off our hanger and flip it over and mount it into place. Put our two bolts that are holding it down. But before we do that, let's go ahead and apply some grease here and on the rear. That way we have a nice good solid seal. Alright, there it is on both sides. That way it makes a nice good seal and you have no vibrations and you get the squeaking. So let's go ahead and put this down into place. Alright, there it is. You might have to compress these a little bit in. Let's go ahead and put in our bolts into place. Might need both hands to pick this up a little bit. And secure these down with a 14mm. And what I like to do is grab a crescent and put it right underneath here, because if you could see, this sucker is spinning. So let's go ahead and grab this little crescent, and now we're able to tighten this. But I need to use both hands. This too, make sure it's nice and secured. Just give it all you got, pretty much, and we're set. And next thing we got to do, come to our reservoir. It's topped off. Sweet. Let's go ahead and secure it down. Let's get inside our vehicle, start our vehicle up. That way we have a vacuum for the brake booster to charge up. Let's go ahead and apply the brakes. It's going to go all the way down. Let them go. Bring them up all the way down. You're going to feel it stiffer and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. And you're set. They're pretty stiff now. What we got to do is give it a road test. But essentially you're done. Put the wheels on. Torque everything to spec. The wheels, I suggest you just tighten them tight as you can. Don't want those suckers falling off. And you're set. Essentially that's it. Sweet. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.